Okay, you guys. Hello, hello. Okay, you know that this is always a struggle for me to get this camera right, and I don't want to move the tripod. It's on top of tables, on top of things, so I just want to hopefully this is going to be okay. So you're going to see half of me sometimes, and the hutch is mainly what I want you to see. I got all of my fall stuff out, and so I'm starting to put this hutch together. This is usually where I start. And since everything that we're going through and the huge storm, thank you for all your well wishes. It's still a mess. We all still have a ton of cleanup and repair to do, but we're Iowa, we're strong, right? So power's back on, but the trees are gone. There's a lot of people, still with no roofs, and we're trying to get that all done, but we'll get there. It's just going to take a long time. That storm was crazy. So I have not felt like decorating or creating really since just the way the world's been and how crazy we have been. But I rearranged our living room, and then I thought, let's get some fall decorations out. I love fall. It's my favorite season. And so this is going to re-inspire me. Hopefully the weather will start getting cooler. We're like at 85 today, so that's hot. And then we can enjoy the weather. So I'm just going to kind of walk through what I'm doing, where I'm putting things, how I use things I already have, things, thrift stores, yard sales, my favorite place to find things, and then how I'm going to put this together. I never know if you guys can see or hear me, so if you come through and you can see and hear me, just give me a high five. Tell me where you're coming in, a high five, like a virtual high five or a hand wave or something, so I know where you're coming in from, or that I know this is working. But I always just kind of plug through and then hope for the best. So the first thing I always do when I'm working on a project like this is I always obviously clear everything out. Even if you're going to reuse something that's on your shelf or on your whatever you're decorating, clear it all out. And then wipe down the shelves. It gives you a good excuse to clean things that you might not always clean. So then just clean everything out. This is a hutch that my mom redid when we were little. And so it's a treasure. It's something I will never get rid of. Mostly everything, I'm always rearranging things, but this is one thing that I will never get rid of. And it's one of my favorite things to decorate. So we have not had many yard sales this year because of everything that's going on, but I have been to a couple that I found a lot of cool things. So I'm going to add some of those things in here, and I will show you what those are. Okay. So first of all, I always like to, when I'm doing shelves like this, start heavy, meaning I want to put the bigger things in first, and then I want to put the smaller things kind of around that. So I'm going to try and move this without you guys. It would be my luck that this whole thing would topple over and we would just all get a good laugh. So, right? So the first thing I'm going to put in is this. I found this at a yard sale this summer, and it was the lady's grandma's. And so I just love the way the old wood looks. I think it used to be red, if you can tell there, but the old wood, it's just amazing. I don't know what I'm going to use it for permanently, and maybe not permanently, but it's perfect filler for up here in the left-hand side of this cabinet. And that's what I mean by something heavy, just something bigger, and then you can fill in around that. So inside that, I know shopping isn't a lot of fun, but the dollar spot at Target is one of my favorite spots. And these I got years ago. They've always had these little fabric pumpkins. I love these because you can smush them and stuff them in a lot of different places. So I'm just going to add a couple of those to the bottom here. And then I can't remember. I obviously took these apart, and I made a wreath with these last year, and that's on the blog. But I had some extras. So it's tall enough that it's gonna fit right in here. Looks like a pumpkin, and then it fills that smaller shelf. I always have green stems. Again, Target dollar spot has them, but I think they're kind of expensive for what you get. So check Walmart, online, Amazon, and get like these green leaves. I use them all year round. So I always like to add green. If you've been here for a while, you'll know that. Wherever I can. So I'm going to just, and another tip, I'm just going to shove these in the top with one of these cotton stems that I can tell I ripped this off of a wreath or whatever. I just wanted the stem. So anything with wire, so floral, leaves, ribbon, if you can get it with wire, that's like your best friend. It's because you can maneuver it however you want, and then you don't have to cut it up and get it to a point where you couldn't use it in something else. I'm always trying to figure out how I can use decorations and stuff over and over. And if I'm cutting a bunch of the stems, then they may get too short and I might not be able to use them anymore. So these are just wood coasters. And so I love wood, tones. And so I'm just gonna add those right up here. I mean, you could actually add stems to those so they looked like little pumpkins, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, the next thing I got is, I found this at a yard sale this year. You guys it might be for like a vent cover, I don't know. But again, it's all wood and it's thin, it's not too deep, and the size is really good. I love things like this for the back of shelves. So a lot of times, okay, we're gonna move this. A lot of times people think they should only, I think I'm gonna try this the other way. Do with shelves that you only decorate this right here. Think about the back of your shelves just to add a little bit of interest, and then it's just not bland back behind there. So I'm going to leave that piece there, and then kind of ducking right in front of you guys. This I found at a thrift store last year sometime. I just love it. It's just a jug, but I like the color for fall. So here is my other side that's going to be heavy. If you guys can see that, to kind of balance out that piece there. So this is another heavy piece. We just want to balance that out. And then around it, okay, I wanted to leave these on so you guys could see them. These are from the Target Dollar Spot. I love the burnt orange color this year. I like orange. We used to have an orange piece right here in our living room. So I'm happy to see some of these colors coming back because I will definitely use these. So I'm just adding that next to this, and always think odd numbers. So I have two things here and it just feels not done yet. So I just have this copper little oil can that I'm just gonna set here. So there we have three. Copper is a really good color. Copper, brass, these aren't going in there, but think outside the box. You don't have to go and buy brand new things, or head to your thrift stores and see what you can find that is kind of in that color tone. Woods, golds, brass, copper, all those are perfect for fall. And you don't have to buy brand new decor, go into a fancy store to find them. Okay, next, let's start here. So here, we're gonna start on this shelf. And again, I love the color green, and I shared these, I can't remember when I got these. That was this summer, wasn't it? I got the whole stack for 50 cents. These are like one of my favorite things ever. They're vintage little alphabet cards, and I've got the whole set here, but I love the color. It's the perfect color green. And again, I will always have green no matter what time of year in our house. So I wanted to add that there. And so when you're thinking of adding colors to shelves or in your decor, it doesn't have to be paint, and it doesn't have to be, what else am I trying to say? Just bring colors into these kinds of things. And that's how you get the color in there without having to, and shop your house. Shop your house before you go to a store, because you've got stuff, and if you just rearrange it, it looks all new. Here's another copper thing. I'm sure I found it at a thrift store or a yard sale. So I'm just gonna put that over here, and hopefully these will stay. So can you guys see that? And then these are also in the Target Dollar Spot this year for $1. Again, I just want to leave that on for you guys. I will cut all of these tags off. Love this color. And they do have the burnt orange color, but I am just going to put these inside that copper pot. And again, I will take the tags off, so I just wanted to show you guys Well, he doesn't want to stay in there, so we'll just leave him out for now. I just wanted to show you guys the price. Okay, so that side is done right now. And then I'm going to, I hope I'm not making you guys dizzy when I do that. I found this, I just loved this thing at a thrift store. Perfect for fall. So I'm going to use that over on this side. And so that is not done yet, right? Because there's just one thing there. So you want to think odd numbers. And this up here looks bare. So I'm going to add, again, think the back of the shelf. This is a printable you can get on the blog. I left the link up above, but I just put it in a chippy white frame. And I'm just going to set it kind of off center right there on the top shelf. And when you think about, when you think about the frames and stuff, you don't have to hang them. You don't have to hang them on a wall. You don't have to hang them, you know, on over a mantle. Put them in a shelf. Put them on the back of a shelf. You can hang them on the front of a shelf too if you had an open shelving. I have doors on this hutch, so the doors will shut. But you don't just have to hang them on the wall. You can hang them. Just use them at the back of the shelf. So I took a photo of how I did this. So that's what I'm looking at here on my phone, just to make sure. I've got all this stuff on a pile here on the floor. So I just wanted to make sure I remembered how I did it. These flat pumpkins, they're cement pumpkins. And I want to say I got them at Kirkland's years ago. But if you can find some flat pumpkins, they're just really good for areas where you don't really need a lot of height, but yet you need something. So I'm actually going to move him over here. And then this, my favorite color, was a Target dollar spot 2 years ago, maybe. Maybe this was last year. I can't remember. But I'm just going to add him there just to kind of fill in. I'm just filling in. So now this shelf is done. Easy peasy, right? I hope so. Okay, so I'm going to add another cement. Let me see, another cement pumpkin. And then I shared these last year, if you guys were here last year. So these, again, just some fall items to round out the odd number. And these things I got at Michael's a couple years ago. I love any kind of scoop, but these were just really cool. And I got them on WIC clearance, like 70% off. And so I always bring them out at during the fall, just to, and this, another Target spot, dollar spot. So I just put the pumpkin in there and then just set that against there. And now that whole shelf is done. And then I found this. This isn't old, this is a new thing, but I found it at a yard sale this summer. So this is great for filling up the back of a shelf. Just kind of put it there in the center. I'm actually going to put it off center. It doesn't have to be centered. And then I'm going to add 3 of the white pumpkins right on top. You don't have to put them apart, put them next to each other. I think there's no rules, it's whatever you like. Put them next to each other, they don't have to be all separated. And then to fill, let me move this. I feel like to fill this center, what I did was this basket, all spring and summer, it's had one of these inside. So it looked like that. So I just take that out and then I will store that for spring and summer again. And then I just shoved in 3 fall sprigs that I'm sure I got at Michael's years ago. I just put them in there and then that's going to fill up this corner easily. Literally, I just put 3 sprigs that had all that stuff on it and then that center or that side is already done in full. Okay, you guys, there's only like a few other things. That was quick. Okay. I said I love scoops. So This is one of my favorite finds ever. I found this scoop at a thrift store. It's brass. It's awesome. And then I found a bag of wood acorns. So I just put the acorns inside here. I want to kind of add something in front. You guys see that? Okay, in front of there. And I did have a pumpkin thrown in here with the acorns and just left that there. And then I added, I really liked these. These, again, they're in the dollar area at Target. They're kind of soft, not really velvety, but more, I can't think of the word right now. Just, they're soft. I'm gonna add him right there. And then I'm going to add one more concrete pumpkin. And, oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna add the concrete pumpkin here, just to round that out again. And this is one of my favorite things too. It's an old paintbrush. It always reminds me of a witch's broom. I use it usually all year round, but around fall and Halloween and stuff. I don't decorate for Halloween anymore. I'm just gonna throw that right up here. And that's it. That is, it's all done. It's easy. It's all things that I found at thrift stores, yard sales, and Target dollar spot. And it's like the sprigs from Michael's, but you could find those at Walmart and Hobby Lobby. They're a great place to look for those too. Okay, I can see some of your comments. Okay. Thank you, Barb. They are improving. There's a lot of our schools here in Iowa, well, especially in the area where we live, that aren't starting yet because there were so many schools damaged. Our kids started on Monday, and we're doing a hybrid schedule, so they are at school for half the day and then home for half the day. So I just dropped them off at school, so I have this like a couple hours here to get this stuff done, and then I go back and pick them up. But we're just all doing what we can do, right? Okay, do you guys have any questions, or is there anything else I can answer or show you? I think I'll share some other areas as I'm decorating them, maybe tomorrow and as I get them done, but it just feels good to get something different out. It feels good to, for me, Joan, that's a good question, and I get that question a lot. For me, it's not too early. So for me, teaching people how to decorate for fall or fall projects, I should actually be starting to post about them and do them in July. Just because that gives you guys time to kind of plan for them, see what you like, go out and shop for supplies or items, and then you guys can be ready for fall. So for what I do, we have to be a couple of months ahead of the game. So in October, I start thinking about Christmas. I know it's crazy, but it's just frame for the print. Okay, that's just the way we do it. I pick these up, again, at yard sales and thrift stores. That's just a chippy wood paint. You could actually go to Walmart and probably the Dollar Tree and pick up a wood frame, and you could paint it white and then just rough it up with sandpaper so it gives you that chippy look. Easy, easy, easy. Go to your thrift stores first, though. Or if you're having yard sales where you live, try those and just pick up a wood one or even a black frame. You can just paint it white and see if you can kind of distress it a little bit, and it'll look chippy like that. And it's an 8, like I said, I left the link for it up there. It's an 8 by 10. I would say it's 8 by 10. Yes. These were such a good find, and the color, if they weren't green, I don't know if I would have gotten them, but so that's another great tip. Another thing in fall, like think about what you do in fall, right? You start school. And so a lot of times I decorate with, I have one right here. I'll show you. Flashcards and, well, like this right here. I put these up around our house. I like decorating with numbers and letters. And then I always, whenever I am at thrift stores and yard sales, I always pick up old Scrabble games. And this was actually not a Scrabble game. This was from a teacher, and this was at a yard sale. She was doing word games or something with the kids, and she had these little letter tiles. But I leave a bowl of these like this And then I have a clear jar down in our basement. And if you leave these out on your coffee tables or whatever, I don't know how many impromptu Scrabble games we've just had. No board, no anything. Somebody puts a word on the coffee table. And then if somebody else comes around, they'll add a word. And then somebody else, I mean, it can last all week long, but it's just something fun. It's kind of I don't know. So I love if you get old Scrabble games, take the tiles out, fill a jar, I have a vase too, and then I will add that to this, like a shelf for decor too. It looks really cool. Those little letter tiles. And then there's a game out of it too. Okay. Color green is yes. I just love green. There's so many shades. It's just so good. And it goes well with any style, any decor, and you can use it all year round. I love finding pieces and decorations that I can use all year round. So like the stems that I told you about, even these, like I would still use these in the fall. These are just faux plants, but obviously the pumpkins are fall. But you know, the copper pots and these kinds of things, the paintbrush, that kind of stuff, you can use all year round. And just switch a few things out or just add a different color to it or different like stems to it and then make it for that season. Okay, is anybody else decorating for fall yet? Okay, I love that you guys love green too. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any of your questions. Okay, I think I got them all. If you have any other questions, if you come in later or watch this on replay, just let me know. I'll come back in and I will check them. But now I have a couple hours to get a few things done and then it's back to get the kids. So have a great day, guys.